What's up, everyone, and welcome to episode 98 of the Idiotic Sports Talk. I'm your host, Liam Gavin, coming to you live from my dining room, and today I want to give you all my Week 17 picks in the NFL. Last week, I went 10-6, making my overall record on the season 141 wins, 97 losses, and 1 tie. And before I start, I just want to wish everyone a happy and healthy 2022, a happy new year. I hope everyone watching this and their family have a safe and blessed year, and let's get to it. So there's no more Thursday night games on the season, so we're going straight to the Sunday games, and we'll start with the Giants taking on the Bears. So these are two teams that, they've just struggled all year long. They don't have an identity. And, this is a toss-up game. I don't know who's starting for the Giants, whether it's Jake Fromm or Mike Glennon, and I don't know who's starting for the Bears, whether it's Justin Fields or Andy Dalton or Nick Foles. It's just been a quarterback carousel, it seems like, for both teams, really. And I think no matter who starts for what team, I think I'm going to roll with the Bears for sure. Just because the Giants, they just look so awful. I mean, they could barely even score 10 points a game. I know the Bears struggle doing the same. But, if you have a solid quarterback like Andy Dalton back there or Nick Foles or even Justin Fields, he's young, but he could definitely ball out against the Giants if he's starting. So, I'm going to pick the Bears here. I'm going to pick them to win by the score of 20-10. Next is the Jaguars taking on the Patriots. So if the Patriots win, they're going to be in the playoffs. So, they have a lot to play for. They're playing at home against the Jags team that's just been trashed this year. And I really see the Patriots dominating on both sides of the ball, but especially the defense. I see them blitzing Trevor Lawrence a lot and, intercepting him a lot too and just making his day miserable. So I'm going to pick the Patriots here by the score of 27-9. Next is the Rams taking on the Ravens. So this is a pretty good game. I don't know who's starting for the Ravens. I have no idea whether it's Lamar, Huntley, Josh Johnson. But I do know that the Ravens have been on a 4-game slump. And I think things are about to get worse for them. I think that's going to turn into a 5-game slump while the Rams are hot. The Rams had a little bit of their slump too. And now they've won 4 straight. They've been looking good on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. I just see them taking that momentum into Baltimore. Sure. If Lamar's definitely starting, if he's the one starting, Baltimore definitely has a chance. I mean, even without Lamar, they probably still have a little bit of a chance. But, I just don't like how the Ravens have looked. Their whole team's injured. Their offensive line has been decimated by injuries. Their defense, I mean, they're like recruiting guys off the street. That's how injured they are. So I see Matt Stafford and company just picking apart that secondary. Because the Ravens still have a good run defense, so they might not be able to run against the Ravens, the Rams that is, but definitely in the passing department. I mean, we saw Joe Burrow absolutely torch the Ravens last week. So give me the Rams to win here, 30-21. Next is the Buccaneers taking on the Jets. So we have the old veteran, the GOAT, Tom Brady, taking on the young blood, the youngin in the league, Zach Wilson. And I know the Jets got a win last week, so that's going to boost their confidence. But they have Tom Brady coming into town, and I know the Bucs have been riddled with their injuries on the offensive side of the ball. But, Tom Brady's going to make it work against the Jets too. I mean, he's owned the Jets ever since he was in New England. And I really don't see the Jets winning. I mean, hey, we've seen a lot of crazier stuff this NFL season. I just don't really see the Jets' path to victory on Sunday. So give me the Bucs to win this one, 35-13. Next is the Falcons taking on the Bills. So the Falcons, they got a good win at home, but now they're traveling on the road to Buffalo. I don't know what the weather's going to be like there. It wouldn't surprise me if it's snowing and windy. It's going to be cold there, no doubt, and they're more of a dome team. But they're facing a Bills team that got a big win over their division rival, the Patriots. The Bills are playing at home, and if they win, I'm pretty sure they capture the AFC East. So they have a lot on the line here. They need to take care of business, And I think they're going to. I think they're going to carve up this Falcons defense, both running and passing the ball. I think Josh Allen's going to use his legs and just torch this Falcons defense. So I'm going to take the Bills here, 33-16. Next is the Chiefs and Bengals. This is going to be a good game. I could see it being a shootout, or I could see it just being a blowout. I honestly don't know, but I'm going to stick with my gut instinct, and I think it's going to be a shootout, a back-and-forth game. I'm going to pick the Chiefs 34-31, but honestly, the Bengals won. I wouldn't be that surprised. They've been playing really good football lately. Joe Burrow has been lighting defenses up. And the same goes for Patrick Mahomes, too. The Chiefs have won 8 straight, and I think they're going to make it 9 here. So I'm going to side with the Chiefs on this one. Next is the Dolphins taking on the Titans. So the Dolphins are red hot. They've won 7 straight games. I picked against them last week, and I was wrong. And they're going to Tennessee on the road in a pretty tough environment against the Dolphins' former quarterback, Ryan Tannehill. So I think that'd be crazy if Ryan Tannehill knocks his former team out of playoff contention, and he just might do it, and I think he's going to. Now, I don't feel confident picking the Titans because of how hot the Dolphins have been lately, but, I just feel like the Titans, if they win this game, they'll pretty much have the division wrapped up, so they're going to be playing real serious football. They're going to be playing smash-mouth football, and I'm going to take the Titans to win here, 20-17. Next is the Raiders taking on the Colts. So the Raiders have a lot to play for. They could essentially make the playoffs if they could just get this win and build some momentum. And rest in peace to former Raiders coach John Madden. Everyone knows John Madden. He's a legend. On the mic, he was an amazing head coach too, a Super Bowl winning head coach. So the Raiders are going to have a lot to play for. And the Colts too, though. The Colts are going to have a lot to play for as well. They're going to have a playoff spot on lock. And they can maybe even win the division if the Titans slip up. So they're going to be playing some serious football. I'm pretty sure Carson Wentz is out. He had COVID, and I don't think he's coming back in. I forget who the quarterback is going to be for the Colts. But honestly, this could be a gimme win for the Raiders. And lately they've been winning those games where, a team is completely decimated with injuries or illnesses and they come out and win. But it's like, I know I've talked crap on the Raiders because they beat the Cowboys when they were decimated. But hey, it's like, they can't really control who gets sick and who gets injured, right? But I am going to go with the Colts. I just believe if they just run the ball and stick with Jonathan Taylor, that he's going to get his licks. He's going to get some nice runs. He's going to, like I've always said in previous picks, that Jonathan Taylor, all it takes is one run. I mean, the guy could have 50 yards on the day, and then bam, he hits an 80-yard touchdown run. And, that could happen. So give me the Colts to win this one, 27-23. Next is the Eagles taking on the Washington football team. So these two teams met a couple weeks ago. The Eagles won. They kind of struggled against the Washington team that, was pretty injured. But the Eagles are playing for something. They have a chance to get in as that 7th seed and make it to the playoffs. So they're going to definitely come out more aggressive. Somehow Washington has a chance too. So they're going to have something to play for too, and Washington would definitely love to spoil the Eagles parade. There's a lot of Eagles fans thinking that they're going to make the playoffs and do something this year. I mean, we'll see, right? But, Washington's just going to try to spoil it, I believe. And they're playing for something, like I said. I hate both teams, honestly, I do. But I'm going to have to pick Washington here, 26-20 in overtime. You heard it here first. Next is the Broncos taking on the Chargers. So the Broncos, they beat the Chargers a few weeks ago. The Chargers got embarrassed by the Texans last week. And but the thing is with the Broncos, I don't know who they're starting. I know Teddy Bridgewater had a concussion, so Drew Lock came in. And, they're still alive in this playoff push, believe it or not. I mean, with that 7th seed, they're giving teams that essentially should be eliminated from the playoffs, they're giving them another chance. And if the Broncos have Drew Lock starting, I believe that they're done. They're not going to win this game. If they have Teddy Bridgewater, they have a really good chance of winning this game. However, I don't see the Broncos sweeping the Chargers. The Chargers, they have to get it in gear, get in the playoffs, because we all see the potential they have. They just have to execute. So I'm going to take the Chargers to win this game 28-17, but it wouldn't surprise me if the Broncos won. All right, next is the Texans taking on the 49ers. So the Texans, as I said, they got a big win over the Chargers, and Davis Mills has been playing amazing football. He's quietly the best rookie quarterback right now. Not a lot of people want to talk about that. They kind of ignore it because Mac Jones is in New England. New England gets all the glamour. They have Bill Belichick. They have a really good defense. So no one really pays attention to Davis Mills. And the Texans, they're not really playing for anything, but they could try to spoil. They could try to rain on the Niners parade and make the Niners really struggle to get into the playoffs, because we saw the Niners lose to the Titans. However, the Niners, I think, coming off of a 10 days rest, they're going to feel better. They're going to feel more rejuvenated. I don't know who's starting for the Niners, honestly, because I saw that Jimmy G tore something in his hand and that he was going to try to play through it. But honestly, man, Jimmy G really isn't that great. And they should give the young gun, Trey Lance, a shot and, see what he's got. Because who knows, maybe he could be the best rookie quarterback of this draft. You never know. So I am going to side with the 49ers here. The score is going to be 25-14. Next is the Lions taking on the Seahawks. So the Lions, we all know they've had a bad year, but, they've pulled off some miraculous wins, like in the final seconds of the Minnesota game. And against the Cardinals, they blew them out and completely embarrassed them. They're going on the road to Seattle, where a lot of people, they used to fear going to Seattle, but this year, they don't. Seattle's really bad at home this year. I believe their record's like 2-5 at home, which is just bizarre. Usually they're like undefeated at home, maybe 1 or 2 losses on the season. But yeah, the Lions can definitely win. I don't know if Goff will be playing again. And I mean, even if he is, I don't really see the Lions winning. I do see the Seahawks winning, but I'm not really confident on this pick. I mean, honestly, it could go either way. The Seahawks, we saw them last week. They're up 10 points in the fourth quarter and blew it, They blew it to the Bears. So, I mean, the Lions can definitely win, but I'm going to pick the Seahawks here. I'm going to pick the Seahawks to win 30-18. Next is the Cardinals taking on the Cowboys. So this is going to be a really good game. As a Cowboys fan, I can't wait. There's a lot of hype going into this game because the Cardinals have been struggling. They're on a 3-game losing streak. But like I've said in the past, I said it for the Thanksgiving game when the Cowboys played the Raiders. Whenever a team is on a losing skid, somehow they get it together for the Cowboys. And Kyler Murray is actually 7-0 in AT&T Stadium all throughout high school, college, and his game in the NFL last season against the Cowboys. And speaking of that, they destroyed the Cowboys last year. The Cowboys pretty much had second and third string guys out there playing, or Dak was out. They just didn't look good. And Kyler Murray, he made some comments after that game and said, hey, I faced tougher defenses in high school. And then before this season, he was asked if he was a Cowboys fan because he grew right up outside of Dallas. And he said no, they were always trash. So I really hope the Cowboys players remembered that. And I just hope they punch him in the mouth, You don't talk smack like that. And if you do, you better bring your A game. And I'm curious to see how this is, because it is going to be a test. Even without DeAndre Hopkins, the Cardinals are still a pretty big offensive threat. And the Cowboys usually struggle against mobile quarterbacks that can run. But I hope they send Parsons to spy on him and smash him right in the face. I'm going to go Cowboys 31-28. Next is the Panthers taking on the Saints. So the Panthers have nothing to play for. They're eliminated from the playoffs. The Saints could still get in with some magic, so they're going to be fighting hard. I am going to pick the Saints here to win this one, 24-14. But I think it could go either way. The Panthers did beat them way earlier in the season, but both teams are completely different now. Cam Newton's now the starter, not Sam Darnold. And Taysom Hill, I believe, is going to be starting for the Saints. And back in like week 2 or 3, it was Jameis Winston. So I am going to pick the Saints here to win this game. Next is the Vikings taking on the Packers. Now, this game was going to be really good, but Kirk Cousins got COVID a few days ago, so he's not going to be playing. So they're going to send out Sean Mannion to be the starting quarterback against the Packers. And I don't really know how well that's going to go for him, because the Packers have been playing really good football. And they're playing at home at Lambeau. So it's going to be tough to go on the road for the Vikings to go in there and get a win. But I am going to pick them for an upset. I'm going to pick the Vikings to win 23-20. Do I see it happening? No. But, hey, that's got to be my upset pick, right? Next is the Browns taking on the Steelers on Monday night. So the Steelers beat the Browns in a close game earlier in the season, and this is going to be Ben Roethlisberger's last home game if they don't make the playoffs. So the Steelers do have a lot to play for. They still can make the playoffs. Mathematically, the Browns can too. They also need some magic. But I just don't really see the Steelers sweeping the Browns. I definitely see the Browns trying to spoil Big Ben's last home game parade. And I think they'll do that. So I'm going to pick the Browns to win here 21-14. However, it would not surprise me if the Steelers won. So that's it for my Week 17 picks. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know who you're rolling with this week. Let me know what picks of mine you agree or disagree with. I'm going to say my lock of the week is the Patriots over the Jaguars. And my upset pick is probably Washington over the Eagles, or it's going to be Vikings over Packers. Well, thank you all. I hope you all have a great 2022. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on my Instagram. Like and share my content. Promote my content. Thank you all. Have a wonderful night.